What about the frame of mind going to the final round? You struck a psychological blow late yesterday.
Yeah, it was nice to get in front, but I've more or less had a good frame of mind all week. I've just tried to hit every shot as good as I can hit, something that I've managed to do so far. I've been in a good frame of mind. If I hit a bad one, and not let it worry me, I'll try and hit the next one good, and that's what I'm going to do today. If you hit every shot as well as you can, the score takes care of itself.
Obviously a very proven performer around Huntingdale, but you made a comment to me yesterday that you love this back nine. Well, that's where payday's going to be decided today.
Yeah, I learnt in '92. I led going into the back nine, and I stumbled there and ended up fourth. So I learnt from that and won the next year, and since then it's been pretty kind to me.
You backed yourself when you won it. You backed yourself at the beginning of this week. Have you snuck any more on after yesterday?
No, the odds are no good anymore. But I don't know. It was just a impetus thing. I thought I was playing well, and it was only $100 if I lost it anyway. So it's having a good look at my money at the moment.
Yeah, well, there should be plenty at the end of the day if you play well today. The stage is set. All the very best.
Thanks, Dave.
So he stands to win a couple of grand on the punt, but $142,000 for the first prize.
Absolutely, but he looks reasonably relaxed.
Now the 1993 Australian Masters champion has the distinction of holding the new course record here at Huntingdale. A wonderful 10 under par round of 63 on Thursday. He's the championship leader at 18 under from Melbourne, Brad Hughes.
Brad Hughes amongst the pros has always been recognised as a very fine ball striker. And his putting's the thing that's let him down on occasions, but he looks to have it all in sync this week.
Yeah, it should be a great day, Jack. Two young guns going at it head-to-head, both playing very, very good golf this week. He's going to be blocked out here. He's heading towards a big tree, right up against the big tree over here on the left, so he's going to have a tough second shot here, Brad Hughes, on the first hole.
Well, it's amazing how many players finish.
And this is where Brad Hughes' tee shot at the first finished up. Got more of a shot at that than we thought he was going to get. That's a very good shot from Brad Hughes. As you can see, the tree and his follow-through. But any time, as I said earlier, you give these fellas a backswing, they can usually fashion something out of the...
Bradley Hughes on screen here is the leader, trying to win this title for a second time. He's been second on another occasion and fourth as well. And it really is the back nine that has been the better nine for him. 31 back on day one when he shot that record 63, and 31 back yesterday when he snatched the lead from Matthew Goggin. Goggin dropping shots at the last two holes. Score service 957974342, and you need to dial 03 if you're dialing from outside of Melbourne.
And if you're a fan of Darren Anderson or Simon Owen, I might be able to save you the money for the phone call. Darren Anderson shot 74 to be 1 under, playing with Simon Owen, the Kiwi, who also shot 74, 1 under for 4 rounds.
Great shot from behind there at what Brad Hughes has got to do here. I'll tell you, the pin's on 27. A little bit of a crown that he's got to contend with the last third of its trip. And a bit like the putts, everyone's been leaving them short here. I wonder if he realises that that couple of spots of rain this morning just deadened the greens a bit. Notice he's right down the shaft. Get him on the green, chasing to the hole. Too much spin on the ball. He wanted it chasing up the green a bit more than that.
Hughes needs this for a par.
Short.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. So a drop shot for the overnight leader. And in a moment, Matthew Goggin will have this short putt for a share of the lead again.
Go on, can shoot 10 under, no problem at all. The second hole here usually like to play a 3 or a 4 iron. That's heading down the left-hand side, and it's going to finish in the left rough. If it goes a little hard, no, he's actually okay there. It's rolling back onto the fairway. They've redesigned this second hole a little bit so the edges now roll back to the fairway instead of away behind into the tree.
Welcome back to Huntingdale. We hope you're able to stay with us this afternoon to watch the drama unfold. And this is Brad Hughes.
Yeah, good shot from Brad Hughes.
Because Brad Hughes is putting for a birdie on the second. He may have learned just a little bit from Matthew Goggins' putt, but 18 under again, and the leader by 1. Ideal that drop a shot at the first, but get it right back at the second.
Yeah, good, crucial thing psychologically, I think, that he got it straight back. And that bogey now will be out of his mind. Just course 2, Renton, to try and protect the lead on, because, you know, you start trying to protect your lead and you hit a couple of wayward tee shots, and, you know, the trouble here is very severe off the fairway. Brett's at the 3rd. Brett, what's the yardage and club are they playing in here at this par 3 of 149 metres?
Well, this, I believe, Jack, is one of the toughest par 3s in the course. Today, the pin is reasonably... It's a fair way back away from that, you know, it's 1 metre high ridge in the middle of the green. But if you pitch into the ridge, there's no way in the world it's going to bounce up to the flag. They've got 154 metres. Ever so slight breeze helping here. I guess I'm standing down near the green, but it's usually an 8 iron for Brad Hughes. And after making a birdie on the second, he'd be full of confidence once again. There's really nothing worse than starting around Huntingdale with a bogey. Yeah, you get a little bit unnervy, but as soon as you get it back on top again. Great crowd out here too. He's fading this one back. It's a good-looking shot, maybe just at the back of the green.
Some of the fans wanting the fans behind the green to stop that ball, but it bounced through them.
It's very slick from back there. Australian Masters champion. We're joined by the 1993 Australian Open champion, Brad Faxon. Brad, thanks for coming along.
Peter, good to be here.
We'll enjoy your...
Like you say, all the greens, you're, you know, crowned up a little bit. The ball rolls away.
And although these fringe grasses look pretty neat and tidy, it's quite a wiry grass and difficult to putt through.
Very hard to get the pace, and he's done a great job there. He's happy with that.
Yes, you're putting uphill through thick grass and usually onto quick grass and downhill the other side. That's the standard mix.
Now Matt Goggin, coming from the other direction, has to come up this big slope.
He's got a beautiful golf swing, too. I think we're going to see a lot of this guy.
Brad Hughes, of course, more of a known quantity, both here and, of course, in the United States. He's really got off to a very untidy start. He was lucky at the second, having hooked his second tee shot of the day, bounced out, got a 3 out of it, but he's put his score under threat once again with a clumsy tee shot here at 3. But this is to keep on track, and he does it. 5-3-3 start, and needs to find a few fairways.
Settle him down a little bit.
Well, he's certainly got the credit.
A lot of spin. And you have to have great speed through the ball to get that spin.
Yes, he's got quite a shortish swing and accelerates through the ball, which creates that. Brett Ogle, of course, following this final group.
Yes, Bruce, he's got 1 irons, headed down the left, fading back into the centre of the fairway. An excellent shot. I believe this is one of the toughest driving holes on the course. You try to always cut a little bit too much on the corner on this hole, and that's where you get into trouble.
And he's found the fairway.
14 under, and just 4 behind Brad Hughes. And here is our leader with his approach at the 4th.
Well, he's seen his mate for the day go flying over the back, rather like he did at the previous hole, and he's made the necessary adjustment, so he's got a relatively simple putt. Awkward green, it all looks as though it falls from right to left, and then you putt like...
With the little bit of rain we had this morning are at a very nice pace now. I think you can be aggressive on a lot of putts.
He's got it. Brad Hughes stretches his lead to 3 shots at Huntingdale. He's on 19 under, which of course ties the tournament record held by... Been no exception.
Now then, the iron is out in Bradley Hughes' hand, which is sensible play. His own admission overnight, he tends to get a little bit upright and pushes the ball sometimes. That's his bad shot, but that'll do very nicely.
One of the easier tee shots on the course, I feel like. You're hitting a 2-iron, the ball hits into the hill, so it never really gets away from you. It kicks a little to the right.
He's feeling a little cheated so far, and as you're right, you've got to stay bubbly.
It's very easy to say, boy, this isn't fair. He's hit a couple bad shots, he got a couple great breaks, and I've only hit good shots. And I mean, those are things you learn, with time. But if you want to win at his age, he can't let that get to him today.
Brad Hughes with a marvellous short iron into the green at the 5th. Now this for a 4-shot lead for Brad Hughes. Is he destined for a second gold jacket?
You probably need not only one driver but 2 drivers to get up.
Here's an interesting play. He's got a 1 or 2 iron off the tee on the 6th, where he's just seen 2 guys knock it on in 2, but he's got 4-shot lead now. He can afford to do this as long as he doesn't get too conservative. I wanted to say one thing further, Bruce, to your question. He's got a lead here, 4 shots, and nobody's pushing him, but he's won here before. I think there's great comfort in knowing that he's won this tournament on this course, and the guys that are behind him, not only are they far behind, but Matthew Goggin has never been in contention before, so I think...
Welcome back to Huntingdale, where this man with a 4-shot lead is laying up at the 6th.
Right.
He's going reasonably close enough. He decided to play, of course, they can't get home into. They'd much rather be this 80 or 90 metres back.
Full shots in.
Meanwhile, with the wind at his back at the previous hole, Brad Hughes, our tournament leader.
Good shot. Interesting, he chose to lay up from the tee to play this shot, and I hope he doesn't get too conservative, but at the same time...
This for a 5-shot lead. He's got it, Oh, boy. Well, I think he's had his share on the opening few holes. He's 2 under, having bogeyed the first hole, so he'd be pretty pleased with the way of the world.
I think a lot of good players, when they're playing well, will find that even their misses like that tend to give you a lift. Even though the ball didn't go in, he's hit a good putt, he's hit it where he's wanted to, and you can use that for confidence. A lot of people, when you're not playing well, get more upset and lose their patience, but the good player, the player playing well, will use that as a thing.
4 shots behind Brad Hughes. Wayne Grady came in with a round of 74 today.
In feet.
Now Brad Hughes at the 7th tee with an iron.
I think, Brad, you might not see the wooden club again today if he's able to stick with this lead.
He's playing a good game plan on these 2 par 5s, taking the trouble out of play, and he just has to not make bogey.
Just 1 shot behind Matthew Goggin now.
Well, the same game plan from Bradley Hughes. And, of course, if you can look at the width of a fairway, compare it to the width of a green, it's not that different.
Now, Brad Hughes, who's been pitching very well today, and Brett Ogle is with him.
Yes, Peter, Brad takes this game to America. He's going to certainly win this year, without a doubt. He's playing smart today. He's using his brain. His iron shots are crisp, and he's looking absolutely perfect to win maybe his 2nd Australian Masters. Here he is, 95 metres, back up into the breeze. Very hard to get the ball back to this flag. He is pitching very well. This is heading right at the flag with a bit of spin on it.
Why don't we go back to 1990 and 1991, a very familiar face around here at Huntingdale, Greg Norman, who eagled this hole on both of the...
Good talent.
Yes, you can't hear talent.
That's right.
He's not at this game. This for an even bigger lead. This for 21 under. He's gone to 21 under. And of course that was Greg Norman's. That was as high or as low as Greg Norman got when he eventually won with 19 under.
His lead's out to 5 shots. Brad Hughes.
Yes, he started at 6 under, so he's got that for a round of 71, and all in all, I would say a pretty good defence of his title. He did the one thing you always want to do as a title holder, you make the cut. And his score is probably not that far away from what he won with last year at 8 under par.
You know, back on the green there, when Bradley just made that putt for birdie, it's the first bit of emotion we've seen. The putter went up in the air before the ball went in. He got a little excited. I'm sure he's got some adrenaline going here.
And you've got to keep that sort of well bottled.
Absolutely. Still a lot of golf to go.
Brett's down there at the 8th. What's he got in front of him here, Brett?
Well, once again, guys, it's just a downwind hole here, 3 or 4 iron into position, sandwich or wedge into the green. This is a good-looking tee shot right down the middle of the fairway in perfect position again. Brad's really playing with a lot of confidence. 21 under par, come get me.
Trouble is he's pulled the drawbridge up after him at the minute.
Even got time for it.
Now back to 8. Second shot for the leader, who's cleared out. But he's cleared out by playing some super golf. And after that bogey at the first, birdies at 2, 4, 5 and 7. Uses birdie putt at 8. And the way he's playing, those behind him are going to have to come and get him. It doesn't look like he's going to make too many mistakes. He's got the putter working, which is always important, but more important in the last round of a championship. On the other side of the coin, Matt Goggin just can't get the ball close enough to get a birdie, but he's got a good chance.
We'll go back to the 9th tee. Brad Hughes with the honour. And I think he was unlikely to see the wood again. What do you feel?
Yeah, maybe 14, a par 5, possibly the only hole where he'll get the big dog out.
This one's drifting right, Jack, down the right. Probably bounce right and run into the right rough.
That's a bad play there because the pin on the right, remember, and all the slope back to front and right to left. So the best Brad Hughes can do there is probably...
Brad Hughes with an 8 iron at the 9th, 156 metres to go.
Very smart shot from Brad Hughes. Couldn't get it at the flag. As I suggested, he's played that right into the middle of the green. Good percentage shot from him.
It comes right halfway across the fairway.
Now back on the 9th green, Brad Hughes with this uphill putt for 3. An excellent lead. And any time you're in front in a golf tournament and you shoot 3 under par on the front 9, it's going to make your pursuant sit up and take.
He's been in, Jack, and you could still say that he is playing pretty well, considering that Bradley Hughes, who has won this before and has had 2 other top 4 finishes, is playing with him. Hughes getting the putt to stay 21 under and coming to the back 9 that he enjoys.
Now back at the tee at 10. Brad Hughes at half of 34, 3 under. Started at the back, at the bunker. Is it moving back? Yes, it is. Beautiful tee shot. Not quite as long as Stuart Appleby, but it's on the short grass. And now the green is clear at the 10th of Brad Hughes to have a crack at this par 5. Also going with a 3-iron. That's the right club, I reckon. Remember that Stuart Appleby was a good 10 or 12 metres past where Brad Hughes just hit 3-iron from. He chose a 3-iron from much closer.
Well, Hughes could nearly make it a one-horse race if he sinks this for eagle. Perhaps not his best effort, but still that for a birdie to go to 22 under.
Greg Norman has got it to 21 under par in the past, but didn't finish any better than 19 under. 19 under par is the record aggregate under par score. So it looks as if that record will go. And in the 20th anniversary of the Ericsson Masters, we've had a new course record of 63 from Bradley Hughes, and we could get a new low record aggregate. So that's a nice way to celebrate a significant birthday, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think anyone would beat him this week, including the great man.
Yes, I noticed that Greg Norman was 11 shots off the lead in South Africa at a tournament which has been dogged for the New Zealander.
That's 5 under today.
Back on the tee at 11. Really swinging the club well. Golf ball coming right out of the centre of the club. Been a terrific ball striking exhibition from Brad Hughes under the heat of the final round of the big tournament.
Has finished 4th here in the past as Canadian Rick Gibson, who lives in the Philippines, plays the Japanese tour.
Here's Brad Hughes, the leader by 5.
9-iron second. And they're two very good shots on a hole which normally creates a fair amount of problems for the players stopping the ball. Green shaped like a tabletop, anything a little bit right or left.
But most of the times the shot has not been all that bad at all. He's certainly got another birdie chance coming up, and he's had 5 in the last 7.
Brad Hughes for another birdie. And right in the heart. He leads by 6.
Gee, that's a score. 23 under around this golf course is quite amazing. 63 on the opening day set the stage where he broke the course record, and now he's going to break the tournament record by the look of it.
And Novelo now 16 under, outright 4th. Here is the leader, Brad Hughes, leading by 5.
Totally in control with his swing. He's putted well. And Drew, last year, when he won the Tournament Players' Championship at Robina Woods, he did this. He won by 12 when he shot 18 under par on the Gold Coast. No one could get within a bull's roar of him.
He's had 27 birdies so far this week. He's dropped only 4 shots, 3 of them on the second day. So you could argue that in 2 rounds and 11 holes, he has dropped only 1 shot. And he's going for his 28th birdie.
Yeah, well, he lives just down the road from Huntingdale. He knows this course extremely well. Been playing here since he was a kid. And he's played well here before. Former winner. This for 2. Right in the heart short.
He's been playing so confidently that there's no need for him to, as it were, protect his lead. He's in total control of his game, but there is a tendency that you feel that you don't want one slack shot somewhere into the trees, 2-shot swing.
Stranger things have happened, of course. The finish here at Huntingdale particularly difficult. 15, 16, 17 and 18, all strong holes.
Yes, unfortunately for Goggin, Hughes went birdie, birdie, par. Hughes, a phenomenal score of 23 under. Goggin is 19 under. And that score would have at least got him in a playoff in the very best scoring year here before.
And he's won 7 times internationally.
Hughes second at the 13th, just 100 metres to the pin. Nice shot from the man who's leading here by 4, and is set this week to create, well, 2 records for the Masters.
Well, Jack, the scoring's hot amongst the leaders, but of the last 10 players to come in, only 2 have broken par. Anthony Painter, a 71, and Willis, 78. Not sure how they managed that, because Dawes had gone 72, 67, 72 before his 81 today.
Might have been thinking about the money, Drew. So Brad Hughes with another excellent opportunity for a birdie here at 13. Up the slope. It'll just go left at the hole. His aim is just outside the right lip. And if he's going to lose this tournament, the stretch of holes coming up, 14 the par 5, 15, 16, 17 and 18, all holes which, if the wheels come off, you could really let some shots get out the window. But with a 4-shot lead and the way he's playing, it's hard to imagine. Robin gets his par.
Well, Bradley Hughes is 280 metres to the pin, but he's looked out a bit by the bushes on the right-hand side of the hole as it doglegs first one way and then the other, so just laying up and leaving himself with about just a wedge.
Brad Hughes playing his 3rd to the 14th. If he can put it close for another birdie, will anybody ever catch him?
Good play. I mean, the only thing that could get him into trouble there is go up the stick and stuff it in the butt.
527, but Matthew Goggin may still be thinking, you know, I could still win this.
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons for that, Renton, he went back to Europe to regain his card, and he missed a couple of big tournaments towards the end of last year. Of course, our money list runs on a financial year basis rather than a calendar year.
He didn't get that card, by the way. He will be playing in Europe this year. Came so close. Came so close to yet another bogey. He's going to make his par, and he'll stay at 23 under. But Goggin, Jack, has the chance to narrow that gap.
Yeah, you'd have to think he probably needs to make this because I think that just might get him pumped up for the last 4 holes.
He regained his US Tour card in December. Got it by 1 shot. Gets a full exemption to about 25 to 30 events in the US this year after struggling in 97, Brad Hughes.
Yeah, and the way he's playing, you would expect him to have a good year in the United States. Last year, his first year there, you don't know the courses, you don't know the idiosyncrasies of the tour.
Two players who know and like this golf course. Bradley Hughes, a former winner, and has played well in the Masters. And Matthew Goggin won his Australian amateur title here.
Brad's pulled this one way to the left. It's going to hit the left side and shoot way down in the crowd.
Oh, wow. Well, the crowd
missed all the people.
Yeah, crowd stopped Mark O'Meara's ball. It didn't stop Bradley Hughes, and he's got an awkward shot coming up here now.
That's unusual because he's a bit of a local favourite, Brad Hughes.
Could be a 2-shot
handbag at it.
Could be a 2-shot swing.
Hughes by 4. And we're back at Huntingdale at the 15th hole with good galleries gathering around these closing groups. And the leader, Brad Hughes. Difficult shot up this bank. And missed the green to the left. Oh, what a classic.
This is a wonderful shot from Brad Hughes.
Well,
everything looks pretty flat on your screen, but I can assure you that was a very good shot. Steep incline to come up and then all downhill to the cup.
To be played by someone who knew get a 3 as well after a shot that, at the end of the day, he will see as one of the more crucial shots at the closing stages of this final round.
Yeah, I'd nearly have to give that the Imperial seal, that shot, given the circumstances and the difficulty of the shot. He just needs to finish it off. Well done. That's an excellent 3 from where he was.
Some other completed rounds. Peter O'Malley, who was beaten in a playoff last year by
Short, but here goes Brad now, and I tell you what, talk about the Rock of Gibraltar, Alcatraz. Brad Hughes is building himself a great foundation today. He's played fantastic. He's played smart, he's used his brain, and he's really matured, and this is going to be a fantastic victory if he can bring it home from here. That's a good tee shot too, right up the centre of the fairway. Looked like maybe 3 wood off the tee there.
ball speed off the club head, 254 kilometres per hour. He leads by 4.
Quite been on song today as we go back down the fairway to Brad Hughes' second shot. 8 iron. And, well, that's tugged left.
And also some fairly racy pin positions, I think, as well. Not too much near the front of the greens or the middle of them. This is Bradley Hughes for, I suppose you say, yet another 3, but he too now looking to tiptoe in without mistakes and making a very good...
Another nerves travelling. This one for Brad Hughes for a par, and he gets it. Rock solid, he's been. And that's the length of putt that's always given him a problem.
Brad Hughes with an iron at the 17th, a par 4.
Yeah, you might wonder why someone would take an iron off the tee with a hole 420 metres. With the driver, it gets very narrow, bushes left and right, and that's perfectly placed from Brad Hughes. You can't come to any disaster on the short grass.
No.
Wouldn't be a good time to ask him for his autograph, I wouldn't think. Now back down the fairway at 17, Brad Hughes. He'll just try and hit this in the middle of the green and shape it from left to right back to the stick. He's got a 3 iron in his hand. Oh, a little long and left. An unusual shaped green, this one. It slopes from front to back, and that's why you'll see most of the golfers try to pitch it 69, 67, 71, 68. That's terrific golf around Huntingdale. But it's not been good enough this year. In past years, it would have won most of the Australian Masters that have been played here. This Creek Norman Hall's tournament record at 19 under. Brad Hughes absolutely annihilating that. So he's broken a couple of records this year. And he's had a birthday this week to boot, so it's been a pretty special week for Brad Hughes. Broke the course record on the first day with a 10 under par round of 63. And he's currently at 23 under. It looks like he's going to break the tournament record as well. And he backed himself to boot.
As he did the last time he won it, so he must have known something. Maybe we should have gone with him. Yeah, first time I ever saw him, which was at Fulford, Jack. Of course, you probably remember from the B&H all those years up in York, the city of York in Yorkshire. And he went round there in 62. First time I ever saw him, and I thought, well, oof.
That was his first round on the European Tour.
So he's always had this ability to churn out fantastic scores. But what he'll want to do is drop no more than 1 shot here to his partner in crime, Matt Goggin. And there's always the risk if he takes 5, it might be 2.
He has had some problems with his chipping. His caddy was telling me the other day he's been working on a new posture. Coach been trying to get him to get more weight on his left side. Well, he'll get the club he wants in a minute.
suppose the difficulty of this, Jack, is that because he's got to loft this one, which is always the dangerous one if you're a bit iffy on these sort of shots. And sort of half really wanted to sort of snub it along the ground, I suspect.
Very fast putting surface too once it gets onto the green.
Oh, it's a beauty. Go in.
Hello.
If it wasn't the end of the tournament before that, it is now.
Gee whiz.
What was that about having problems chipping?
The new posture works, Brad. A wonderful shot. I was never going to miss from about 4 metres out.
Well, Brett Ogle raved about his chip at the 15th, the little par 3. That'll have to get an imperial chip.
No, the one at 15 was more important. I can only give that a good seal, not an imperial seal.
But it went in.
And I'll tell you the other thing, he wasn't going very far past either. That was no more than 6 or 8 inches by, and none of which helps Matt Goggin, who's finally had the chalice in him.
Out of Brad Hughes, and this is how he's chipped in at the 71st.
Yeah, he put the sand iron away and licked the pitch and run it. Just look at this. It went in like it had eyes. Never going to miss.
Well, what a feeling it must be to come to the last hole of the tournament and have a 5-stroke lead.
Listing looks like Brad may have his 3-wood out. I would have thought with that cross breeze, 3-wood dangerous club to take out.
Yes, because what you want to do is sort of aim down the left and let it sort of drift into the middle of the fairway, and he's teeing up over on the right-hand side. Brett Ogle's had a look at this hole and sniffed the conditions.
Yeah, Bruce, if I was him, I'd go 5-iron, 5-iron, sand iron, 2-putt bogey and just take a 4-shot win, I think, from here. But he's elected to take the 3-wood. I suppose it's a fairly good play. I mean, with a 5-shot lead, you don't want to do anything stupid. You just want to make 4 or 5. You've got the championship under your belt, and Brad really closed it out on the last hole with that chip in for sure. Here he goes now. He's all set. Oh, it's another beautiful shot right down the middle of the fairway, fading back. Absolutely super.
Well, from the moment he shot the course record 63 on the Thursday, it's been a great display by Brad Hughes.
Down just at the point when they'd really want to be getting on with the job, but probably by now Goggin knows he's got a couple of shots in hand. There's Brad Hughes. I always remember Nick Faldo saying that of all his major championships, the one he enjoyed the most was the Open in 1990 at St Andrews, because he was there.
Brad Hughes ready to play his second, and Brett, you're down there?
Yeah, standing right next to him, Jack, 3-iron in hand. It's been very comfortable today. Swinging beautiful. And this one's headed straight at it. It's a beautiful looking golf shot.
He loves this 18th, doesn't he?
Beautiful shot, as Brett Ogle said. Seems to have this hole's mark where everyone else tends to struggle. 409-metre par 4 back into the breeze. And inevitably he seems to make a 3 here, Bruce.
Yes, I think he's stolen the 18th from Robert Allenby. He always used
8 Australian Masters champion with me, Brad. A 63 to Open on Thursday. A course record, a tournament record, 5-shot lead coming down the last. How do you feel?
It's a lot better than last time I was sweating it out, so it's nice to have a little bit of a buffer there. 3-wood off the tee to keep it out of the trouble, and got it on the green, so I'm happy now.
Well, great chip shot there on 17, just to give you that 5-shot buffer. That certainly helped you coming down the last hole.
Oh, yeah, it's just a lot of luck, I suppose. You're obviously going to try and hold them, but when they go in, you're more luck than anything.
Good on you, mate. Enjoy your win. Congratulations, your second Australian Master Championship.
And a year in the United States. And if he can take some of this form with him, he might win a bag full of money as well.
Well, Matt Goggin's just been blown away by another fantastic round. He's going to win $80,000.
Well, when you consider that Peter Lonard last year was the first man ever to break 70 here 4 times when he won, Matthew Goggin's got a putt here to to break 74 times and lose by 5.
'71, outright second. Well done.
Could very well be the turning point for him. He's only 23. He's only been a pro for a couple of years, former Australian amateur champion, so he's got some pedigree there, and I think now he feels like he can probably play at this level, having had this experience.
Yes, and he'll go back to Europe and play courses for the second time, which he had to play blind, so to speak, last year. He had a couple of good performances.
This for a 66 to finish it off. An amazing victory. For the second time, Brad Hughes wins the Australian Masters, this time by 5 strokes over young Tasmanian Matt Goggin.